Uh, my students, are you listening my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Before going to the today's concept, the constitutional developments in between 1935 to 1947. Okay. So before going to the today's concept, I have to recap the points what we discussed in the last class. Okay. సో దానికంటే ముందే మనం ఏదైతే మీ ఫోర్త్ సెమ్ సంబంధించినటువంటి సెమినార్ సంబంధించి ఒక డేట్ అనేది ఫిక్స్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకే ప్రవీణ్, శ్రీవిద్య,
ఎస్ సార్.
మీరు అంటే మీకు ఎప్పుడు కండక్ట్ చేస్తే బెటర్ అనుకుంటున్నారు? అంటే ఈ వీక్లో మేము కండక్ట్ చేయాలి. సో సెమినారు కంపల్సరీ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి సెమినార్ని మేము కండక్ట్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. మీకు 30 లోపు మీకు ఎప్పుడన్నా ఒక డేట్ చెప్తే అది అందరికీ చెప్తాం ఆ డేట్.
సార్ ఎగ్జామ్ డేట్స్ వచ్చిందా సార్? ఎగ్జామ్
డేట్ పక్కన పెట్టు. నేను చెప్తున్నది ఏంటి, సెమినార్ ముందు కండక్ట్ చేయాలని చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే. సో ఎగ్జామ్ డేట్ ఇప్పుడు నాకు సంబంధం లేదు, నేను ఫిక్స్ చేసేది కాదు కదా అది. సెమినార్ మాత్రం నేను ఫిక్స్ చేయగలను. కాబట్టి సెమినార్కి మీరు సెమినారు సంబంధించి ఒక డేట్ మీరు చెప్తే ఆ డేట్న మేము కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము.
30 వరకు సార్, ఎప్పుడైనా చెప్పచ్చు. 30 వరకు
30 లోపు మేము కండక్ట్ చేయాలి.
మీరే చెప్పండి సార్.
అంటే మీకు అవైలబుల్ ఉండి ఆ రోజు చెప్పగలం అనుకుంటే ఆ రోజు మేము ఫిక్స్ చేస్తాం. అట్లా
30కి వీలైతే
30 ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్ 30. అంటే క్లాస్ కి మేము ఇద్దరమే వచ్చినాం కదా సార్, ఇంకెవరు రాలేదు కదా, మరి వాళ్ళు కూడా ఏమంటారో చేస్తాం.
ఇక వాళ్ళు అనేది ఏముండదు, ఎందుకంటే ఎవరైతే క్లాస్కి అటెండ్ అయ్యారో వాళ్ళ ఒపీనియన్ మాత్రమే తీసుకుంటాం. క్లాస్ అటెండ్ కాని వాళ్ళు నేనేం చేయలేను కదా. సో జనరల్గా ఇంపార్టెంట్ 30th 11 o'clock.
ఓకే సార్.
30th 11 o'clock. మీకు ఎవరైనా టచ్లో ఉంటే అందరికి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయండి. సో మీకు తెలిసినటువంటిది ఇంతకుముందు ఎట్లయితే సెమినార్ ప్రజెంటేషన్ చేశారో ఆన్లైన్ మోడ్, అది కూడా జూమ్ ద్వారా. సో సేమ్ అదే ప్రాసెస్లో చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఈచ్ వన్ ఒక 5 minutes వరకు టైం ఇచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. సో ఎందుకంటే చాలామంది ఉంటారు కాబట్టి సో వాళ్ళందరినీ కవర్ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. కాబట్టి మీరు మిగతా వాళ్ళకి కూడా చెప్పండి. ఏదైతే మీరు ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎంచుకుంటారో, అంటే 5 పేపర్స్ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి 5 పేపర్స్లో నుంచి ఏదైనా ఒకటి తీసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఇక 5 పేపర్స్లో నుంచి ఏదైనా ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎంచుకోవాలి. ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ మీద ఏదైతే ఒక 10 pages వరకు మీరు అది రాయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో రాసినటువంటి దాన్ని యాస్టీస్గా మీరు ప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి అందరూ.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే. మిగతా వాళ్ళు వెంకటమ్మ, గోరి, వినిపిస్తుందా? వెంకటమ్మ, గోరి, నవీన్ కుమార్.
ఎస్ సార్, ఐ హియర్ వాయిస్.
ఓకే. సో మీ సెమినార్ ఏదైతే ఉందో 4th సెమిస్టర్కి సంబంధించినటువంటి సెమినార్ ఈ మంత్ 30th 30 ఏదైతే ఉందో 30th అది కండక్ట్ చేయబోతున్నాము 11 o'clock నుంచి. ఓకే, సో మీరు 5 పేపర్స్ నుంచి ఏదైనా ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఎంచుకోవాలి. సో దానికి సంబంధించి ఒక 10 pages వరకు రాయాలి. సో ఆ రాసినటువంటి దాన్ని యాస్టీస్గా అందరి ముందు ప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి. అది కూడా ఆన్లైన్ మోడ్ త్రూ జూమ్. ఓకే, సో ఆల్రెడీ ఇంతకుముందు మీరు ప్రజెంట్ చేశారు కాబట్టి సేమ్ అదే విధమైనటువంటి ప్రజెంటేషన్. ఓకే, సో దీనికి సంబంధించి ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నా మీరు డైరెక్ట్గా కాంటాక్ట్ కావచ్చు, లేదంటే గ్రూప్లో మీకున్నటువంటి డౌట్స్ని పోస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో రైట్, ఇక క్లాస్లోకి వెళ్ళినట్టయితే, సో ఇక లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో we have discussed about Government of India Act 1935. Okay, so I will give you 1 or 2 points about Government Act of 1935, and I will move to the today's concept, constitutional development between 1935 to 1947. Okay, so after the constitutional development of 1935 to 1947, we will discuss about Government of Independence Act of India 1947. Okay, so before going to today's concept, I have to give you certain things what we discussed in the last class. Okay, so Government of India Act 1935, which was marked as a second milestone towards the completely responsible government in India. Okay, so it ended diarchy and provided establishment of All India Federation, and this act also served some of useful purposes by the experiment of provincial autonomy, and where on the August 1935, Government of India passed the Government of India passed this act, I think. Okay, so where this one basically Government of India Act 1935, which is one of the important act in the history of constitutional development in India. Okay, so first of all, we had certain important provisions in it, and within the provisions we discussed the majority of the provisions in the last class, and particularly among them, one of the important provision was India became a federation, and next one is provincial autonomy. Okay, so within this this one, where which is a longest Government of India passed a longest act in the form of Government of India Act 1935. Okay, so under the British Act of Parliament, and the act which was included Government of Burma, and according to this act, India would become a federation, and which became which one of provision where the provincial autonomy is one of the provision among this act. Okay, so what the main conditions which provided such opportunities to be passed with this act? Okay, so based on certain reports, one is the Simon Commission's report, and the recommendations of the Round Table Conference, and the white paper published by British government in 1933, and a report of a Joint Selection Committee. Based on these reports, the Act of 1935 was passed. Okay, so certain provisions apart from this provincial autonomy and federation, there are other provisions also we find. One is creation of the federation was to consist of British India and princely states. Okay, so and the federation never materialized because of lack of support from the required number of princely states. Okay, so apart from this, where the power between the center and provinces, you already aware that there is a division of powers definitely find in this federation, and where there were three lists subjects were divided. One is the federal list, which is directly under control of center, and the provincial list, which is directly under control of provinces, and concurrent list, which is the subjects were under control of center and as well as the state. Okay, so and within the provincial autonomy, the act gave more autonomy to the provinces, and the diarchy was abolished at the provincial level, and diarchy at the central level is continued. Okay, so and the diarchy at provincial level only abolished, and the governor was the head of the executive, and the council of ministers to advise him, and the ministers were responsible to the provincial legislature who controlled them, and the legislature could also remove the ministers, and the British authorities could still suspend a provincial governments or sometimes. Okay, so diarchy at the center is continued, and the subjects under federalist were divided into reserved and transport, where you find a bicameral legislation at the center, and the powers also which is divided, okay, as a reserved and transport subject, and the reserve subjects were controlled by the governor general, who administered them with the help of three councillors appointed by him, and the transport subjects were administered by the governor general with his council of ministers. Okay, so the council had to act confidence with the legislature. The subjects in this list include a local government and forest, health, etc. Okay, so bicameral legislation, a bicameral federal legislation would be established. Two houses for federal assembly is lower house, and council of states as a upper house is established, and federal assembly had term of 5 years, and both houses had representatives from the princely states also. The representatives of the princely states were to be nominated by the rulers, and not by the elected members, and there were to be separate electorates for the minority communities, women and depressed classes, and bicameral legislation were introduced in some provinces like Bengal, Madras, Bombay, Bihar, Assam, and United Provinces. And one federal court was established at Delhi for the resolution of disputes between the provinces and also between the center and provinces. And it has one chief justice and not more than 6 judges. And one Indian council was abolished, and the Secretary of the State for India would instead have a team of advisors. And the Act of 1935 provided certain extended the right to vote to some other sections. Okay, so and according to this act, which conducted first direct elections in the history of constitutional history of India. Okay, so and there are other recognitions were followed according to 1935 Act, where the Sindh was carved out by the Bombay Residency, and Bihar and Orissa was split, and other things like okay, so and Burma was severed off from India, and the Federal Railway Authority was set up to control Indian railways, and Reserve Bank of India was established according to this act. Okay, so likewise, certain provisions which were seen in the Constitution in the Act of 1935. Okay, so after 1935. There are certain incidents taking place. Among them, according to the 1935 Act, a general elections were introduced in 1937. According to these elections, a government has formed. Okay, so all these which is certain incidents and certain reforms has taken place in between 1935 to 47. Okay, so first of all, among them is the August offer, where which is August offer as issued in 1940. Okay, so on 8th August 1940, early in the battle, Britain, the Viceroy of India, Lord Linlithgow, made the so-called August offer at Simla, a fresh proposal promising the expansion of the Executive Council to include more Indians and the establishment of an advisory, a war council giving full weight to the minority opinion and the recognition of Indian right to frame their own constitution. Okay, so constitution after the end of the Second World War. Okay, so in return, it was hoped that all parties and communities in India would cooperate in Britain's effort, Britain's war effort. Okay, so Linlithgow attempted to solve the Congress, where Congress Raj stalemate over popular control of India's defense, and Linlithgow faced this proposal by reiterating that the differences in ideologies that separated the All India Muslim League and the Indian National Congress must be bridged before any significant constitutional settlement is made. And nevertheless, the Viceroy announced that British government was now willing to move forward with the governmental changes that would associate Indian public opinion with the conduct of the war. Okay, so Linlithgow was authorized to admit a limited number of Indian politicians to his executive council and to establish a war advisory council that included princes, politicians, and other interest in the national life of India. Okay, so however, Linlithgow warned the politicians that his proposal did not imply that there would be any revision of 1935 Act of India. Sorry, Government of India Act. Okay, so the declaration marked an important advance over the existing state of things, as it recognized that at least the natural and inherent right of the people of the country to determine the form of their future constitution and explicitly promised dominion status. Okay, so we will see what are the important proposals which is put in this August offer. Okay, so after the war, the representative Indian body would be set up to frame a constitution for India, and Viceroy's executive council would be expanded without delay, and the minorities were assured that government would not transfer power to any system of government whose authority is directly denied by large and powerful elements in Indian national life. Okay, so such proposals were put forward by this August offer. Okay, so when you see the reaction of this political arena, the Congress did not trust the intentions of the British government, and consequently, Linlithgow recorded that the British government could not contemplate the transfer of their present responsibilities of the peace and tranquility of India to any system of government whose authority is directly denied by large and powerful elements in Indian national life. Okay, so moreover, as the British Empire was pre-engaged in their war against the Germans, the period was unappropriate for addressing this congressional issue in India. Therefore, the Linlithgow stated that the constitutional future of India could be resolved in the future once the war was over by establishing a constituent assembly that was representative of the principal elements in India's national life. Okay, so the Congress committee meeting at Wardha on 21st August 1940 eventually rejected the offer and asserted it demand for complete freedom from the imperial power. Okay, so Gandhi viewed it as a having widened the gulf between nationalist India and the British ruler. Okay, so having not taken the Pakistan idea seriously, Linglingo supposed that what Jinnah actually wanted was a non-federal arrangement without Hindu domination. Okay, so to allay Muslim fears, the Hindu domination, the August offer had been accompanied with the promise that a future constitution would take the views of minorities into consideration. Okay, so the Muslim League was not satisfied with Linglingo's offer and rejected it and it in the September. Okay, so after the August offer failed, the individual satyagraha, which is started in 1941. Okay, so launching individual satyagraha was the direct result of the August offer, and the August offer was brought during a critical period of war by British in 1940, and both Congress and Muslims rejected this August offer, and Congress wished to launch the civil disobedience movement, but Gandhi saw the atmosphere against such a movement. He didn't want to hamper the war efforts. However, Congress, socialist leaders, and All India Kisan Sabha were in favor of immediate struggle. Okay, so Gandhi was convinced that British would not modify their policy towards India. He decided to launch individual satyagraha. The Congress was in confused state again after the August offer. Okay, so the radicals and leftists want to launch a mass civil disobedience movement, but here Gandhi insisted on individual satyagraha. The individual satyagraha was not to seek independence, but to affirm the right of speech. Okay, so before going to this aims of launching individual satyagraha, and I have to change my screen. Uh, just wait. Okay. So here the aims of launching individual satyagraha were to show that nationalist patience was not due to weakness, to express people's feeling that they were not interested in the war, and that they have made no distinction between the Nazism, uh, between Nazism and the double autocracy that ruled India, to give another opportunity to government to accept Congress demands peacefully. Okay, so the other reason for this satyagraha was that a mass movement may turn violent, and he could not like to see Great Britain embarrassed by such situation. Okay, so this view was conveyed to Lord Linglingo by Gandhi when he met him on 27th September 1940. So the non-violence was set as a centerpiece of individual satyagraha. This was done by carefully selecting the satyagrahis. And the first satyagrahi selected was Acharya Vinoba, who was sent to jail when he spoke against the war in the village Panar. He was and was arrested subsequently. And second satyagrahi was Jawaharlal Nehru, and third was Brahmadatta, one of the inmates of Gandhi's ashram. Okay, so they all are sent to jail for the violating the Defense of India Act. This was followed by lot of other people, but since it was not a mass movement and it attracted little enthusiasm, and in December 1940, uh, Gandhi suspended the movement and the campaign started against in January 1941. This time thousands of people were joined and around 20,000 people were arrested. Okay, so after a development was the Cripps mission, the proposal of Cripps mission, and the Cripps mission was sent by the British government to India in March 1942 to obtain Indian cooperation for British war efforts in the Second World War. It was headed by Sir Richard Stafford Cripps, a Labour minister in the Winston Churchill's coalition government in Britain. And we'll see what are certain background for this setting up of this Cripps mission. At the time, the Japan was is advancing towards the eastern borders of India and fall of as a part of Second World War, as a part of Second World War, and where Japan advancing towards the eastern borders of India, and the fall of Burma was a joint jolt to the British in the war, and the threat of Japanese invasion in India was looming, and Indian support was essential for Britain's war effort. Okay, so when the Second World War broke out in 1939, so the Viceroy Lord Linlithgow declared a party to the war as a part of British Empire, and this was done without consultation with Indians, and this led to massive protest from the Congress party, and the party leaders who were heading 7 provincial governments resigned from their post. The Muslim League celebrated it as a Deliverance Day. Okay, so you're already aware. So, and Britain was facing pressures from the US and other allied leaders over its own imperial policies in India, and also to secure Indian cooperation for allied war effort. So this led to the British government to send troops to India. Okay. So when you see the members of this Cripps mission, where Lord Stafford Cripps, a left-wing Labourite and a leader of House of Commons and a member of British War Cabinet, and Lord Patrick, which is Lord Patrick Lawrence, a secretary, then the Secretary State of India, and E.V. Alexander, First Lord of the Admiralty. Okay, so these were the important members in this mission. And when you see Britain, when you see the purpose of this Cripps mission, and Britain suffered many losses in Southeast Asia, and Japan's threat to invade India seemed real for them, and hence Britain wanted India's support. Okay, so Britain was pressurized by the allies like the USA, USSR, and China to seek India's cooperation, and Indian nationalists had agreed to support the allied as they hoped for immediate transfer of substantial power and complete independence after the war. Okay, so what are the main proposals of this mission? Okay, so setting up an Indian dominion, because the Dominion could have the freedom to remain with the British Commonwealth or to secede from it, and it would also be a liberty to take part in international organizations, and Constituent Assembly would be formed to frame a new constitution for the country, and this assembly would have members elected by the provincial assemblies and also nominated by the princes, and any province unwilling to join Indian Dominion could form a separate union and have a separate constitution. Okay, so and the transfer of power and the right of minorities would be safeguarded by negotiations between the Constituent Assembly and the British government. And in the meantime, until this new until the new constitution came into force, India's defense would be controlled by the British, and the powers of Governor General would remain unaltered. Okay, so when you see such proposals which proposed by the Cripps mission, and what is the reaction of these proposals? Okay, so for the first time, the British government acknowledged India's right to be a dominion. Indians could frame their own constitution, and the proposal of giving freedom to the provinces to be a separate union turned out to be a model for the country's participation in 1947. Okay, so the right to cede from the Commonwealth indicated full sovereignty at a later stage. Okay, so in the interim period, in the gap, Indians were guaranteed a good share in the administration. Okay, so even though the Cripps mission was failed, okay, because the proposals were seen as too radical by the British and as too conservative by the Indian National Congress, who wanted the complete independence. Okay, so because the Nehru report, you are aware that the Nehru report, which submitted with a main proposal or main provision of the dominion status. Okay, so the dominion status was at that time only the young fellow members within the Nehru committee, which is prepared Nehru report, like Subhash Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru. They were strongly rejected the proposal of dominion status. Again, the same proposal was which is proposal was carried by this Cripps mission. So everyone rejected this proposal. Okay. So, and the mission was rejected by Indian National Congress and Muslim League, other Indian groups, and Hindu Mahasabha and the liberals were against the right of states to secede, and the Sikhs objected because they thought any partition would have leave Punjab in the hands of Pakistan, and depressed classes object because they were apprehensive about their status in a country dominated by upper caste Hindus. Okay, so it is also believed that mission failed because of clear lack of support for it by the Viceroy Linlithgow, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, and Secretary of the State for India, Leo Americ. So, okay, so after the failure of mission, Cripps returned to England, and the Congress led by Gandhi started their new campaign, the Quit India Movement in August 1940. Okay, so when you see, the Indian National Congress rejected the mission. The Indian National Congress rejected the Cripps mission for the following reasons, like against, because the Indian National Congress was against the provinces' right to separately form unions, as this was damaging to national unity, and they also against the Governor General's power being retained as against him being only a constitutional head, and they also protested the lack of share in defense, and there was no concrete plan for the immediate transfer of power. Okay, so, and Muslim League also rejected because they did not like the idea of single union of India, and they protested against the method for constituent assemblies creation, and also against the procedure to decide on the provinces accession to the Indian Union. Okay, so all these are certain important reasons why the Cripps mission was failed in 1940. Okay, so after the Cripps mission, there is another important mission plan was declared in the 1946, is nothing but the cabinet mission plan. Okay, so on the 2nd January 1946, the decision to send cabinet mission was taken, and on 19th February 1946, the British Prime Minister, which is Attlee, C.R. Attlee, and announced, the government announced in the House of Lords about the mission and the plan to quit India. Okay, so on 22nd January 1946, the decision to send cabinet mission was taken. On 19th February 1946, which is government announced, British government announced in the House of Lords. Okay, so, and again a high-powered mission of 3 British cabinet members, like Sir Lord Pethick Lawrence, and Pethick Lawrence was Secretary of the State for India, and Sir Stafford Cripps, President of Board of Trade, and A.V. Alexander, the First Lord of Admiralty, which reached on 24th on March 1946. Okay, so and when you see the proposal, where sorry, the commission is headed by Sir Stafford Cripps. Okay, so not by Lauren. Okay, so but it is headed by Sir Stafford Cripps. Okay, so which is there are certain the mission which is proposed to secure a agreement on the method of framing the constitution to the discussions with elected representatives of British India and Indian states on proceeding and preparing. Okay, so the process to set up a constitution body proposed to set up a executive council with the support of the main parties. Okay, so to resolve the political deadlock between the Indian National Congress and All India Muslim League at their stance to prevent a communal dispute whether British India would be better off unified or divided. Okay, so the Congress party wanted to obtain a strong central government with more powers as compared to the state government. All India Muslim League under the Jinnah wanted to keep India united, but with the political safeguards provided to the Muslims, such as guarantee of parity in the legislatures. Okay, so on 16th May 1946, the plan was announced and preceded by Simla Conference of 1945. Okay, so there are certain important provisions according to this mission, where the unity of India had to be retained and proposed a very loose union of Indian territories under a center that would control merely defense, the foreign affairs and the communication, and the union would have the powers necessary to raise the finances to manage those subjects, and all subjects other than union subjects and the residuary powers would rest in the provinces of British India, and the princely legislatures would then elect a constituent assembly or a constitution making body, with each province being allotted a specified number of seats proportionate to its population, and the proposed constituent assembly to consist of 292 members from British India and 93 from Indian states. Okay, so and the mission proposed an immediate formation of interim government at the center, enjoying the support of major political parties and with the Indians holding all the portfolios. Okay, so why the even though the why the cabinet mission also failed? Okay, so because the Congress party wanted a strong center with minimum powers of the provinces, and the Muslim League wanted strong political safeguards for the Muslims, like parity in the legislatures. And since both parties had many ideological differences, could not find common ground, the mission came up with its own set of proposals in May 1946. Okay, so the Dominion of India could be granted independence without any partition, and the provinces would be divided into the three groups or sections. In the Group A, Madras, Central Province, United Province, Bihar, Bombay, and Orissa are there. And Group B, Punjab, Sindh, and Northwest Province, Frontier Province, and Balochistan was there. And in the Group C, Bengal and Assam was there. Okay, so the Muslim majority provinces were grouped into two categories, two groups, and the remaining Hindu majority in one of the groups. Okay, so the central government at Delhi would have powers over the defense, foreign affairs, and communications and currency. The rest of powers would be vested with the provinces. Okay, so a constituent assembly would set up for writing new constitution for the country. An interim government would be established until a new government was formed on the basis of the constituent, based on the constitution written by the constituent assembly. Okay, so and when you see the Congress, which is Congress, the Congress was not keen on the idea of the groupings of provinces on the basis of Hindu-Muslim majority, but for control at the side, at the center, it was also against the idea of a weak center. The Muslim League did not want any changes to the proposal. Okay, so this is end of my class today, because we have only 1 minute of the time left, and the remaining things of this cabinet mission plan, I will continue in the next class, and along with cabinet mission plan, I will give you India Act of Indian Independence, which passed in 1947. Okay, so dear students, this is about my class today. So regarding this, you have any queries or any doubts, you are welcome to ask. Are you listening? Students?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this is end of my class.